The card market is fast-paced and always changing. In the hockey card world, the players to buy change monthly, weekly, and sometimes even nightly. This raises the question, who's a good buy now? In this video, I'm going to give you the top 5 players that I think would be a good buy right now. What's going on YouTube? Flippin out SC coming at you with a brand new video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 players whose cards I think are in a good position to buy. I am by no means giving financial advice. However, based on how these players are playing, the prices of other players in similar positions, and some other factors affecting their card prices, I believe these 5 players are currently in a good position to buy. So, let's get into it. At number 5, I have a player who's fairly new on the scene and still kind of under the radar. I'm going with Thomas Novak. Thomas Novak got called up to the Predators roster on December 19th, and so far, he's been making an impact. In 10 games so far, Novak has 8 points. He's been centering the fourth line between Tanner Jeannot and Yakov Trenin, and has also been getting time on the first power play unit. Since his call-up, his teammates have been producing quite a bit more as well. Trenin has 6 of his 12 points on the year since December 19th, while Jeannot has notched another 3 points with Novak in the lineup. If he keeps up this kind of production, I don't see him getting sent back down to the AHL anytime soon. Novak doesn't have too many cards in the market yet, but he does have a Young Guns, and his Young Guns is currently sitting at 56 cents. When Novak got called up, his Young Guns was sitting around 20 cents, and I picked up about 5 or 6 at 16 cents. He's not a player you're looking to get rich off of, but at 56 cents, it's not too big of a gamble, and I don't think you can go too wrong. At number 4, I'm going with someone who I think is ridiculously undervalued, Kevin Fiala. Kevin Fiala started a little slow when he got into the NHL, but over the past 4 or 5 years, he seems to have found his groove. Last year, he put up 85 points in a full 82-game slate, and this year he's already at 46 and 44. For a guy who produces at over a point a game, I think it's pretty crazy that his Young Gun still sells under $15. To help put it in perspective, Kevin Fiala is leading an LA Kings team full of young talent. One of those young players is Quinton Byfield. Over the past 3 seasons, Quinton Byfield has a total of 15 points in the NHL. His Young Guns sells at about $15. The fact that a Quinton Byfield Young Gun sells on average for $1 or 2 more than Kevin Fiala makes Kevin Fiala seem like a pretty good buy in my books. Number 3 and number 2 on my list are pretty similar players, and therefore, I'm going to talk about them together. Number 3 is Kyle Connor, and number 2 is Matthew Tkachuk. These 2 players were both rookies the same year. They both have similar point totals this season, and again, I think that they're both quite undervalued. Kyle Connor has been consistent all season. He leads his team with 50 points, including 12 in the last 7 games. The Jets have been fairly streaky this season, but they've won 5 of the last 6, and if they can stay hot, I think the league will start taking notice of Kyle Connor, and his prices could go up. Matthew Tkachuk also leads his team with 51 points. He's a fairly polarizing player. You either love him or you hate him, but I feel like those who love him really love him. I honestly believe that the only reason his prices haven't gone up this season are because he's with a new team. A lot of people who collected him while he was a Flame kind of stopped, while a lot of the Florida fans just haven't started yet. But if he keeps playing at the level that he has been, I honestly think you'll see his prices jump too. Both of these players have Young Guns in the $30 range. Kyle Connors is 32, while Matthew Tkachuk's is 34. For comparison, Mitch Marner, who was drafted the same year as those 2 and has 49 points in comparison to the 50 and 51, sells at about $130 to $140. Now I realize that Leafs fans are kind of crazy and they'll pay pretty much whatever to get their guy, but I still think that $32 and $34 is fairly undervalued. Also, if you think there's a crazier fan base than the Leafs, let me know in the comments. If you're in agreement with me, hit that like button to let me know. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have a legend, a Canadian, and a certified GOAT, Sidney Crosby. Now I realize telling people to buy Sidney Crosby is kind of like picking low-hanging fruit, but really, it's just never a bad idea. For Sid, I don't have any price comparisons or any particular cards I think you should buy. But the one player I would compare him to, which he's been compared to his entire career, is Alex Ovechkin. And currently, with all the hype surrounding Ovechkin goal 800, Ovechkin goal 801, 802, he's the second in the league. I think people are kind of forgetting about Sid, and he's fallen by the wayside. It's not that Crosby's prices are dropping right now, but again, it's just never a bad time to buy, and I don't think his prices are skyrocketing either. And there you have it. Those are my top 5 players I think are a good buy right now. Let me know in the comments if you have any other players you think are a good buy at this point. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on my next videos. Until then, we'll catch you on the flip side.